This is the Riot Podcast. Hi, everybody.
Happy Wednesday if you're listening to this on a Wednesday.
And happy other day if you're listening to it on one of the 6 other days that
Just
is not Wednesday.
Happy day.
Here's what's in the podcast. We talk, look at that, lots of Netflix. We talk about Godzilla on Netflix, which Obadiah finally watched. That's me. Then we also talk about Bright, Cloverfield. The Tide CEO talks about Tide Pods, and I challenge Nikki to an Apple Pod challenge.
It's different.
Which no one can afford for their YouTube channel because it's too expensive.
What is it? Is it HomePod or what's the little box called? The little speaker? The Apple version of all the little speaker things will start being on sale on Friday, so we talk about that.
It comes with a bar of gold.
Yes, wait till you hear how much it costs if you don't remember it.
Also, the courtship of Miss Swanson, Thor, and Nikki buys a planner.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is good.
All right. So
you're going to like it all.
You guys enjoy this podcast, and we'll hope to see you in seconds when the podcast actually starts.
Have a fantastic day.
It is the Riot.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So yesterday afternoon, I treated myself.
Finally watching it.
I did. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but sometimes if there's something that I'm really looking forward to, I've really wanted to see, when I'm actually faced with the option of watching it, it'll take me forever to watch it.
You feel like it's because you're not quite ready yet? Or
something
you want
like that.
To dedicate time that you won't be interrupted with?
Something like that. I've had a copy of the new Blade Runner for 3 weeks. And maybe almost a month now.
And you've watched other things.
I've watched plenty of other things, but I'm just I'm not ready yet. Not ready to watch it yet. And so yesterday afternoon, I was like, screw this noise. I'm watching Godzilla.
This is the new Godzilla that came out last week on Netflix.
Yes. It actually hit on Thursday. So you see, it took me, 4 or 5 days to finally get around to watching it.
Technically, it was out a little early on Wednesday.
Well, I was asleep then. So I don't feel like
I shouldn't have
to count that. Yeah. So it's out, and a lot of people have asked me, hey, did you like it? And the answer is...
Judges? Anything?
It's okay. Now, was it okay because you were just in an okay place yesterday? It could be. I wasn't feeling well. Well, here's what I thought. It is it's 88 minutes, but it felt very short. Mm-hmm. Very short. And they say right on there that it's a part 1. It just has this very, this is an incomplete idea kind of feeling. And again, it's part 1. So, of course, it has that feeling.
So maybe if it was actually kept together, it would have felt more like they didn't need to split it up.
I don't know how many parts there are supposed to be. That's the thing I kept wondering is, okay, this is part 1?
I guess you're right. That doesn't mean there's just 2.
Is there another part? What's going to happen? Where's it going to go? It's animated by the people who did Knights of Cydonia, which is also on Netflix. And so it looks very good, but it looks almost exactly like Knights of Cydonia. The art design across the board. The characters are very one note. They just introduce them and they don't really explain it. In fact, they spend a lot of time explaining the backstory, but then there are a lot of things in the backstory that they kind of refer to, and you go, oh, was that guy? Is that who that is? I felt like that person that sits in the middle of a movie and wants to lean over and ask questions like, is that the same guy he was talking to?
If they would have made it longer to explain more, part 1 could have just been a movie, and then there could have been a second movie.
Well, they've got all these anime dudes with blonde hair and big eyes, and then they put space helmets on them. And I was like, look,
just can't tell.
I can't tell these guys apart. They're all wearing the same clothes. They've all got they all just look the same.
The same helmet.
Yeah, they got the same helmet, the same everything. And I guess they've got different voice actors, but I can't tell because it's in Japanese. So I was getting confused a little bit there, but
Godzilla, you could tell.
It was still cool.
Sure. And
I'm looking forward to watching part 2, but I walked away just like, all right. Okay, sure, great. I don't know. Does anybody know when part 2 is coming out?
Can anybody just look that up? I haven't seen anybody talk about that part yet.
I haven't seen anybody talking about it almost at all, except for the fact that we have talked about it and people have responded.
We try to really make sure to to really hit the hard-hitting news, don't we? A lot of people said last week they were going to plan on watching it, and they wanted to know when you were finally going to get to it.
Okay, Kyle says, what about that different race of humanoids that were with them? I would get lost keeping track of who was who. Kyle, dude, that's me. I kept thinking, like, all right, was that his blonde-haired friend, or was that the blonde-haired alien guy? Because they look a lot alike. And I don't know. One of the blonde-haired guys died. The other one gave a speech.
Waking up with the riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. Radio U.
Okay, if you have an Xbox or you don't, let me educate you about this thing. They've got something for Xbox called Xbox Game Pass. Works like this: $10 a month.
How many times do you have to hear that?
Yeah, I know. Isn't
everything is $10 a month?
Everything is $10 a month, and then they get you hooked, and then they're like, "We're gonna have to raise it to 12."
Did we mean 10? No, it was actually 15.
So Xbox and PlayStation have similar things. PlayStation has PlayStation Now, I believe it is. That's $10 a month.
Yeah.
Or I think you get a discount if you buy a few months at a time. And then Xbox has Xbox Game Pass. So with PlayStation Now, you don't. Like, it's kind of a game rental service from PlayStation, but you don't download games, they stream games to you.
Sure.
Okay, with Xbox Game Pass, you download the game, and it's basically like owning it, and until you're done. And then if you stop paying the $10 a month, you don't get the rights to the games. They're typically old games, stuff
so
that
they
you
take it away even though you've downloaded it?
Yes. You'll no longer have
access to playing it. Yes, I gotcha.
So they made an announcement yesterday that's kind of a big deal. They have announced that from now on, if you pay the $10 a month, they are going to add their Microsoft games on day one. So like when a new Halo game comes out, you could just, instead of going to the store and paying $60 for it, you could pay $10 for it and download it from Xbox Game Pass, and as long as you're paying $10 a month, you can keep playing that Halo game.
That's interesting, because normally you would get older releases because they want you to pay full price, but the catch is it worth more money for them to at least have you as a monthly subscriber compared to you might buy one game for $60, and then that's all you maybe buy for the year? But they have you as a partner for 12 months. They're making more money. I don't know what the average is.
I have no idea what's better. Like, no idea. I mean, you look
feel
at
like
it,
it's a trap.
It does. It's $120 a month. And so for me, this is right away. So when Crackdown 3 comes out later this year, Sea of Thieves comes out in March. Crackdown 3 comes out later this year. And both of those are games I'm kind of interested in, but I don't know if I was interested enough to pay $60 to get access to them. So now you're telling me that, nah, you can just sign up for this for a month, play this game for a month, cancel it, and you're done. And I've paid $10, I played it, and I'm out.
Like a rental.
It is like a rental. And then, I don't know. You're right, it feels like a scam.
Who knows? I don't know what they're dealing with it. But it is only Microsoft releases, right?
Well, those are the ones that are coming at the day one stuff. Everybody else, this is not every Xbox game ever. This is just the stuff that Microsoft's making. So this year, Microsoft has announced Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Crackdown 3. Those are 3 games that will launch on this service on the day they're released in stores.
I don't think they're losing out on much because, no offense, it doesn't seem like that's as high profile as some other games coming out.
It's not. Make no mistake, it's not.
They're not losing much. They're at least getting you to try it when maybe you would have never given it a chance.
That's the thing. I look at that and go, on the one hand, as a consumer, I'm excited about this. On the other, it makes the Xbox feel a little pathetic because they're like...
You're not supposed to look at it. You're not supposed to notice it.
We didn't think anybody was going to buy these games anyway, so we made a super cheap way. So please play it. Please.
Not too surprised.
Somebody please play. Oh, play. Please play. Oh.
For $10. And then you're on the other hand going, this is how you would think. You're like, well, I maybe would have played one of them. Why? All right, well, $10, that's no big deal. It's not too much of a commitment.
I can tell you right now that when Sea of Thieves launches in March, I'm going to sign up for this. I'm going to pay $10. I'm going to play Sea of Thieves for what will probably end up being 20 minutes, realize I'm not that excited about a pirate game, and move on.
That's it. That's what Microsoft is expecting.
Maybe not, though. Maybe I'll start it up and be like, this is what I've always been missing.
Probably not.
You don't think that's it?
Because if it was such a great game, they'd have been like, we can't do that.
No way.
It's too good.
No way.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So everybody be talking about the Tide Pod Challenge. I hear a lot of people talking about how dumb it is and then running off to watch videos of people doing it.
Or people who are pretending to do it and it's not really.
Et cetera, whatevs. You know who I haven't heard from is the people at Tide.
Yeah, are they ever going to make a statement, even though this is the oldest thing in the world that's popped back up again?
I know.
Maybe they originally said something back, a year or so ago.
They did forever ago. They actually, when they released these things originally, there was like one kid or a couple kids or something that got poisoned by them. I think one died, and they did this whole campaign about how you got to keep them up. You got to keep them up high. You got to keep them out of the reach of children. What they could never foresee was people that were actually tall enough to reach a Tide Pod to be dumb enough to start eating them. That's the part they could never see.
Imagine.
And so David Taylor, the president of Procter & Gamble, has issued this statement. Stop. No, not actually that. But he says the company has been coordinating with a lot of different social media companies to remove the videos. They said they're also asking adults to speak with children about the dangers of the Tide Pod Challenge. Hey, Nikki, what are you supposed to do? You put out something that in reality, it's like it's dangerous, but it's not dangerous. Soap is bad for you. If you just kept eating soap, it's bad for you. This potentially could kill you because it's concentrated detergent. It's bad for you. But everybody knows this. You have warning labels on it. It seems like a no-brainer. One day you roll into the office and they're like, hey, those things we make that in reality, when handled properly, are completely safe, people are eating them.
So what do we do about it?
What do we do about it? It's like, put a warning label on it? We did that. Tell people to stop? We did that.
It's hard, too, because a lot of people are making a joke out of the Tide Pod stuff.
Right.
But then others are like, well, I see that and I want to be in on the joke, but I didn't catch they weren't actually eating it. So I'm going to go ahead and eat it because I just missed out on the obvious part of it.
I didn't get the joke.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I guess I can't fathom someone doing that.
Well, you know what, Nikki? The internet is a complicated,
it's a crazy place,
multi-layered place.
It is. And someone's just bored enough to be like, oh, well, I thought he ate. I think someone's at home going, I thought someone ate it. Okay, well, I'll try it then too.
That's real. That was real. Wasn't that real?
It's like, no, it wasn't real.
It's not real. So Procter & Gamble is asking you to please stop. And
which makes people want to do it more.
Man, you're just in a boardroom and you're like, all right, guys, what do we have to do? I don't know. Community service, billboards. Can't get a commercial made fast enough. What are we supposed to do? Whatever.
Well, and then I feel like that.
And sir, the good news is people are buying the Tide Pods.
It draws more attention to it.
Our name's out there. No publicity's bad. Okay, all right. It is bad publicity.
And then the next rollout, they're going to have to do an update look, and they're going to be the ugliest things in the world.
What do you do to make it ugly?
I don't know. What they did to make it look fun.
Arguably, it's already ugly. But, man, those swirling colors, though, right?
Hypnotizing.
I know.
And you didn't realize that until someone told you shouldn't do it. And then you're like, wait a minute, it does look good.
In the last 2 weeks, poison control centers have handled 39 cases of intentional misuse, ages ranging from 13 to 19.
What was the old College Humor video? What does he say at the end? He's like, I'd do it again.
Yeah, he's like, I have no regrets.
Yes, that's what he says.
Yeah. Except when you call. Well, he went to poison control, too. They had to wheel him away.
Seems like he was going to the hospital in it. But again, that was just a skit, not real.
It was a skit.
In case someone's confused.
It wasn't a stunt. There's a difference between a skit and a stunt. Not a stunt. Just a skit.
Sure, we'll just keep hearing about it until eventually something else pops back up.
I really would love to be in that boardroom just to listen to them discuss it.
Especially the older, main guys, they're what, eating it? And he's like, on where?
What? What's a YouTube?
Yes, exactly.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but people are different. And it is true that there's certain, you don't want to say categories because that gets ugly. We're not talking about profiling, but you know what I mean. Like this is an excited person. This is this person. This is that. We've all got different things.
Different emotions. Can we say that?
How about that? Some people are always down. Some people are way up and whatever. And so when that affects how we talk about things. Did you like the movie? It was the best movie I've ever seen. Did you like it? I guess it was okay. I don't know. what's the point in even being here at all? Different people have different approaches. And I want you to know that that's also going to translate to God. I have heard people, when they talk about Jesus, I've listened to dude bros that are like, and that's why Jesus makes me a winner. Whoa!
Very amped.
Yes. And then I've heard other people that are like, and that's how I'm able to barely make it every day, or, whatever. And there's space in between. Here's the thing I want you to know is that no matter what kind of person you are, whether you find yourself, winning, or if you find yourself pondering, or if you find yourself singing, or if you find whatever it is that you do, like whoever you are, I want you to know that just because you're like, man, I can't be a dude bro winner, okay? So there's no way I can have anything to do with God. It's okay. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to be like the other people. God loves you where you are right now. He loves you. He even likes your personality. Think about that. Love's one thing. Love's like, yeah, I'll change your stupid diapers. Like is something completely different. Like is, hey, I like
you how you are.
I like the person that you are. You're kind of funny. You're fun to hang out with. Like, Jesus likes you. So look, don't worry about having to make yourself be like other people. I mean, how many times have we done that? We want somebody to like us. We pretend to be something we're not, so maybe they'll like us. You don't have to do that with God. Don't worry about all the other people you've ever met. Don't worry about being like them. You be you, and you be you in a relationship with God. God likes you. Say it to yourself. God likes me. Look in the mirror. God likes me. He does. He likes you. And if you don't have a relationship with him, find out just how much he likes you. Start there. Say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. You like me. You love me. I want to know what that's about. I want you to show me what that relationship is like. And man, it's that simple. And look, you got stuff going on. Talk to God about it. You don't have to wait or, tomorrow, next week. Talk to God about it right now.
The Riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Speaking of pods, Nikki, you going to take the Apple HomePod challenge?
The Apple HomePod challenge? What's that?
You hold it in your mouth until it dissolves.
For what?
I mean, it's going to take probably 50 or 60 years.
For my AirPods?
No, not the EarPods, the HomePod.
Oh, the HomePod.
Everybody's podding, guys. You just got to get real specific about the kind of pod that you're talking about. Apple has announced that the HomePod, it's their Google and or Amazon speaker.
Kind of like the Echo and the Dot, the Home and all that.
Yeah, it's like the Google Home, the Echo Dot, the
For a
Echo.
small price.
Actually, how much is it going to cost? Do you know?
Don't even look. I'm sure
I haven't looked. It's launching on February 9th.
Yes, and you can order it this Friday.
Okay, so my question to you, Nikki, is, you have not gotten the Echo Dot. You have not gotten the Google Home. But now your good friend Apple has released a little something.
It'll look nice with all my other stuff, won't it?
Siri's built in.
Nikki is working on making sure we don't spend frivolously. And I just want to confirm what the price is.
Is this the Nikki that went to the mall? Is this the Nikki that went out to lunch?
Those are smaller things compared to I bet you this is probably $200-$300.
You think it is?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, it depends on which one it's competing with. If it is not competing with the Google Home Mini, those are between $30 and $50, depending on when you find them. Then
Has Apple ever done anything that price?
You're right. Because the other thing I was going to say is that if this is a competitor for the Amazon Echo, the big one, or the Google Home big one, those retail, they're typically on sale for $70 to $80, but their full retail is between $100 and $150.
Sure.
So my guess is this is $199.
Because I thought they talked about the rumors of the price, but I can't find anything right away. So I guess we'll just be surprised on Friday. Oh,
do we know?
I found it.
You did?
I found it.
Oh my gosh!
That's right. That's exactly.
Oh my gosh!
That's it.
Oh my gosh!
And so, what did you say? $150? It's $349 for this.
That is insane.
That's a lot of money. So remember how I said about what are we spending our money on? I don't know if I'm going to jump into this one. This might not be it. You're still shocked, aren't you?
I cannot believe what they want for that. I cannot believe that. That can't, no.
It is $349.
Wow. In this Engadget release, sure, you'll likely be able to buy a second or third HomePod at some point. What?
Once you raise enough money.
What are you talking about?
That's a lot.
3 of them? I have $1,050 plus tax to put 3 of these stupid little... Oh, my gosh.
Now, first off, let's not do that. That was a little mean of it. If you want to spend money on that, and they say it's extremely nice. So it might be $350 nice. It could be for the HomePod.
I'm just going to tell you, I can't fathom
spending that much money on
that
it.
The price gap.
Sure.
You know, like for example, the Google Home over Christmas and stuff was on sale for $70. Now you're telling me this is $350. What does it do that is that much better? I mean, it better
tune back in on Friday as the pre-sales start, and we'll see what they say.
I can't wait to see some reviews, because what I want to know is, I don't want to know if it's any good. I want to know how they justify that price tag.
That's a good question.
Wow.
Now, Apple, I will say, they always do stuff really well. But the price is that's asking a lot.
The Riot.
Apparently, some of the less athletic types go nuts for this stuff.
Radio U.
I was taking a look at Twitter and Facebook, what's trending. Now, keep in mind that what you see trending on Facebook and Twitter, you can look at what's like on Twitter trending overall.
Yeah.
I don't know if Facebook will let you do an overall trend, but it will do trending for you and your friends.
Facebook tends to be like, 2 days later, here's what's now trending.
Okay, I'm going to read you one of the items that's in my trending list, and tell me if you feel like suddenly I'm reading to you from a Victorian era, whatever, what Regency era, the Jane Austen
a Regency
thing.
novel?
Josiah Duggar is courting Lauren Swanson.
No, that sounds more Amish.
No.
Josiah?
Lauren Swanson? Why, Miss Swanson, you are fetching in that dress. Bring thy bonnet and let us...
See, that's a
little too Amish?
I think it's more
Amish. Okay. All right. But
it does sound like a book.
Why does it think... I don't even know who these people are.
What is the names again?
I know the Duggar thing is like 400 Kids and Counting or whatever that show on TV.
Is that who it is?
It's one of those people. And he's courting Lauren Swanson.
You shouldn't say it like that. It's a... Okay, that's a bit much. So I think you should reflect on what you're saying.
I wasn't trying to be racist. I'm just saying,
no, not that, but rude. The other R.
What, rude?
Rude.
I don't know. Whatever. Like he is a person.
Yeah.
That is one among 399 siblings.
So wait, what was the thing? He's getting married or something?
He's courting.
Oh, do you think he'll have an engagement party? Based on yesterday's conversation?
He better not. No, he would have it would be a betrothal party.
It'd be weird to go courting.
Well, okay, to be clear, it's fine. However, dating is not the
That's
best
what it
way.
Is. Basically, it's just different style.
Courting is just a little more serious, and to an extent, I can appreciate that. Dating is like, I don't know, I think you're cute. Courting is like, I know you pretty well. I might want to marry you. At least up front, you've declared some intentions. And, I mean, we don't have to go very far in the last couple of news cycles to find out that declaring intentions is something we could do a little more of.
Sure.
When it comes to our interactions between the genders. But I just think it's weird that it's in my newsfeed. Again, people are courting all over the world.
Don't you think Facebook knows you best?
No. It's making me rethink.
But did you post about the engagement talk we talked about yesterday?
On our Facebook page,
but it knows that you
personally.
posted. It knows you did it, though, so that's why it's a formula.
So you're telling me that because I was railing against the practice of engagement parties yesterday
on Facebook,
that Facebook is like, oh, he is so excited. It only got engagement parties.
So it thinks courting that you want to read about it.
Like, oh, hast thou heard that Josiah est courting Lauren, Miss Swanson? Thou formally invited.
Is that what you've been laughing at for like the last off air before we talked? He's been giggling over there, and I was like, "What is he talking about?" That's it.
I just keep. There's something about the Swanson.
The Miss Swanson.
Why, Miss Swanson? Bring thy frozen food at once. Let us fire up
that's not her fault.
Let us fire up the microwave and celebrate this glorious occasion. with our friends and family.
Is that the Hungry Man Company?
Mrs. Swanson,
bring out the Hungry Man.
I confess, I am a hungry man.
Stop it.
What?
Just stop.
Okay, it's fine.
These poor people. Congratulations. There's nothing wrong with it.
I didn't say there was. Did I? No, I did not. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of inferring going on, but I'll tell you, I was just being real. Just some real talk for a while. You and me, whatever.
It's the worst of the riot, because calling it the best of the riot would be a lie. Radio U.
All right, Nikki, it's time for you to walk the plank. And while you're standing out there, admit it! Admit it!
What do I need to admit?
You're guilty!
What?
You did it!
What did I do?
You pirate! You stole Thor Ragnarok!
I did not.
You stole it!
But I am not surprised if someone did.
You know what happened? Okay, it was a breakdown in the system. Movies Anywhere, which I hate to shill for anything, but it's been pretty great. It's some unified movie service that also...
Not with everything.
No.
But pretty close.
Certain studios, but it also ties in with Ultraviolet.
It's mostly Disney.
What it has come down to is a ton of movies that I had locked up in iTunes that I basically never got to watch digitally anymore. Don't worry, I had 400 other copies, but digitally,
sure.
I have now showed up in my Ultraviolet account, which I love that. And so the other thing it does is it enables you to buy something one place, and it shows up somewhere else. So I took advantage of a Google sale over Christmas break, bought a movie, but it also shows up for me in iTunes. It shows up for me in Vudu. It shows up for me in Google. And my Vudu movies are in Google and all this stuff. Movies Anywhere. If you want to know more, look it up because I'm done. But it caused a little mistake.
Were they
it's like a little one.
Accidentally selling Thor?
It was a tiny, eensy-weensy mistake. Nobody needs to get all upset about it.
In fact, I'm sure no one even noticed.
So if you were on Vudu and you pre-ordered the movie through them...
Yeah.
Then you were able to just go ahead and download it through iTunes.
Ew.
And the thing is, before they patched the hole, a lot of people went ahead and pre-ordered.
Because sometimes, the movie itself, is it out later in February we talked about?
It's digital February, I think it's the 16th. Or
yes.
It's the 13th or the 16th. It's one of those.
And then the actual physical copies are for sale.
In March.
Usually it's 30 days or so later, and that's pretty typical. So it seems like they didn't have a start date for they had it open a little early.
In a database somewhere, forgot a comma.
Were they able to take back the probably not when it says downloaded.
Here's the problem is that while iTunes could then say, nope, you can't watch this anymore, what happens, a lot of people went in and downloaded it, then they did whatever they do.
And now it's out there.
Now it's all over the interwebs.
Well, if you want to feel better about it, I'm sure it was already out there anyways.
Well, yeah, with a handy cam.
But now you get a nice quality.
Now you've got a iTunes 1080 quality rip download. Hey, kid, come here.
I probably would have been excited, too, if I was like, hey, it's downloading already. But I wouldn't share it with it. I wouldn't pirate it.
I'll tell you right now, if I had seen that this mistake was real, like when I was home yesterday, done. It would have been done. No problem.
It's yep, thank you.
I would have immediately jumped on board. But, the window was very small, and I missed it. But apparently, if you walk the plank, it's out there.
You're willing to jump in the water.
Not that we condone it.
Oh, no, not at all.
They can track you. Yeah. Get it.
This seems more okay if you got it downloaded. But if you start sharing it, that's where the real problem is.
Well, that's when it becomes illegal. Their mistake is not illegal. You giving it to someone who didn't pay for it.
That's illegal.
Illegal.
One of the only things left that isn't owned by Disney. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki was just showing me her new planner as a way that... Here's what I'm amazed by. Nikki has... Well, there's two things here, really. Number one is that Nikki has for years... Her thing is she doesn't want nothing physical at all.
Yeah.
No physical media. And that even goes to, I have a clipboard. I've gone back to a one clipboard system because the two clipboard system
was too much.
It just didn't really seem to be helping. So I have my clipboard. And you, Nikki, have always kind of why do you want a clipboard? You've carried around tablets that you can write on. You've carried around iPads, iPad Pros, phones,
iPad minis,
and then also at one point an Android tablet.
I've I've got everything.
You've got everything in Google Calendar. And then out of nowhere, this year, Nikki is like, I got this planner.
Well, I wanted to have something physical because everybody's always giving me papers, and I feel like I have to take notes for everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't found a way digitally to take notes.
It is not convenient.
That I like compared to just writing it down, because I had some extra responsibilities added on to me. So I have to keep things. I got a lot going up in the air, and I got to keep them all organized. So this year I was like, well, I'll get a physical planner so I can keep it all in one area for all my papers.
Yes, and they say that if you physically write something down, in your mind, synthesis takes place. You're taking in all of this information. Then as you spit it out, you're actually assimilating the information, creating new information when you write it down. So because you've had to work with the information in your brain, that act of thinking it through and having to write down your version of it, they say is key in actually remembering something.
Which they say for, like, if you're in class, it's tempting to always take notes just on your laptop or something, but
you shouldn't.
The best approach sometimes is just writing it out. And so, yeah, I had one at the beginning of the year, but I didn't like the planner. It was too big, and so I got a smaller one.
Okay. So this brings me to our second point.
Yeah.
And that is, I have heard so much talk from you on and off air about not buying anything.
Oh, no. Well, no, like, I'm trying not to eat out as much and not buy, like, crap.
You keep telling me and showing me stuff.
No, I don't. No, I don't like what you're saying. I don't think that's true. Eric's funny thing was I wanted to have a no spend week just to see if we could do it, and then it didn't work out. And he's like, well, maybe we meant no spend a week. Like, you're supposed to put a comma there.
No comma. Spend.
It's like, this is what we should be doing. So I got a good laugh at that.
Save, question mark, no comma, spend, exclamation point.
It's a new type of week. So no, I was trying, and then I bought a rug, and it's like, whatever.
Well, let me ask you this. Back to the planner, okay?
Yeah.
Do you feel like having this physical planner, you know what, like Nikki getting
organized.
A planner to be organized.
No, it's not that.
Is like what we were just talking about LeBron James. He's like, he's getting a debt consolidation loan. It's zero because he doesn't have any. So like Nikki trying to get organized
I am very organized.
Hilarious. There is no...
Everybody gives me things to keep organized for them, personally and work-related.
Okay.
So I like keeping it just in a folder, so then I don't have papers everywhere. So that's the biggest thing I've been using it for. And I put stickers on this stuff.
What are the stickers for? Just for fun?
It's payday.
They're just everyday stickers?
Good job, or it's almost the weekend. I really like sort of stuff like that. Oh.
I think it's great.
That's something that I do. So I don't even necessarily have to put a lot of the details in the planner. If I just decorate it, I feel great.
Okay, that's good.
Those things make us happy.
Well, Nikki had suggested maybe I should get something like that to stay more organized. And, you know, I am kind of organized, but I'm never going to be as organized as Nikki. I've given up on that.
We don't have to be.
I've given up on it.
As long as you're not using that as an excuse to not be organized.
Well, am I?
No, not really.
How long have you been waiting to say that to me?
Oh, no, not at all.
Go ahead, say it!
Let me look at my planner. Maybe I wrote it down.
I wrote it down. Sneak in today. Tell Obadiah it's no excuse.
He's organized, but if it's not in his vision, like in front of him, then he's moved on.
I'm on.
So it's not like you're even forgetting it. It's just not even there anymore to you.
Yeah. As far as the East is from the West, I've thrown it into the sea of forgetfulness and remember it not.
If your item is in the sea of forgetfulness because it's gone.
I need a pensieve.
You need something.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
While we are talking about things that we could give up as a way to apparently find our happy key to weight loss or whatever, let's talk about Taco Bell, Nikki.
That might be hindering some people.
Ooh,
But they say that Taco Bell's actually a good place if you're trying to eat better, because then you could just have the lettuce. And
Taco Bell's perfect because everything you eat,
it's all breaking. You can break it apart. And it goes right through. Yeah, fine. That's your joke.
It's not a joke, Nikki.
It's not a cleanse.
It is.
It's not.
Taco Bell is a cleanse.
I've never eaten Taco Bell and gotten sick. Now, I don't have it too often, but I've never had a cleanse.
Do you know why you say you've never gotten sick? You don't know how many times Eric has pulled you out of the bathroom, blacked out, your memory's gone. You think, you're like, I had the best night of sleep in my life, but what you don't remember is like, why is the mirror broken?
It's like, what happened?
You were violently ill.
Well, all right, I may be, but outside of me knowing what's going on, I've never had that.
You remember all that lost time you have from a couple years ago where like you'd on a Friday, you'd come to work and then you just find yourself back in here on Monday and you don't remember?
I feel though like I've lost 5 pounds and you're like, what happened?
That was your cleanse, Nikki. You just don't remember it because it also cleansed out all your brain fluid.
Well, for Taco Bell, though, they want to make sure that if you don't want to choose maybe the salad option, you could remember tomorrow go with the fries.
Yeah, tomorrow Taco Bell has French fries.
It's the nationwide, so it might already be in your area, it just depends, but it's the nationwide release of the Taco Bell French fries, which you can add cheese and all the stuff to it to make it like nachos.
Oh my gosh, I want that.
Doesn't that look good?
Fries covered in Taco Bell meat, TM, because it's not actually meat. It's, whatever it is they call meat. It's MEET.
Meat.
Meat. And then their nacho cheese sauce on top of that. Oh my gosh. That looks like death, but it looks so good. I would so eat that.
I think you'd probably like it because you love fries and poutine if you have the real one.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
It kind of is.
It's like a gravy, kind of, with the meat sauce.
I will tell you, poutine is delicious, and this looks delicious, too. Like that with that Taco Bell meat and the cheese. Again, it's not really meat and cheese. It's whatever they say is meat and cheese on top of those French fries. I'm going to need another day off. I can't eat that. Forget about it.
Why?
I'm out.
What if your stomach doesn't feel good? Everybody's like, well, that's fine. What's that? Is it the brat diet or something?
Bananas, rice, apples, toast?
Yeah, like that. They're
Applesauce.
like, you're supposed to have that. What if you go the other side and you eat so bad that it counteracts whatever stomach bug you have and they fight each other to the death?
Okay. So
not
what you're
your
saying
death,
is,
but like the bacteria death, and then you feel better.
I eat Taco Bell and Taco Bell actually destroys the bad bacteria and all of a sudden I feel great.
Yeah, what if? You try like, what, I'm not eating today because you don't feel good, which tends to be what we try to do.
Yeah.
You need to go the other approach.
I'm going to eat so much you don't even know.
Not so much, just so bad.
I'm going to eat
so bad.
The worst.
And then
the worst.
Your body just starts humming, just starts working on it.
Boom.
And then you feel better.
Okay, you know what?
Let's go get fries tomorrow.
Is tomorrow Thursday? Let's do it on Friday.
Oh, so then
fries
you have
on Friday. And at least that way, if it doesn't work out.
Okay, that's fine.
And I have to have a blackout. That way, I'll at least have a couple of days to recover.
I think it would be so ironic if Taco Bell started blending all their stuff and made juices. And then that really was the juices that you could get like for a juice cleanse.
Here, Taco Bell juice. Don't worry. Wait, it's got a warning label on it. Do not drink until you're at home. Please allow 48 hours for recovery.
Yeah, and then you got your juice diet.
Perfect. You know what? It makes me want to go buy some tacos and put them in a blender
just to see what it's like.
See. Yeah, it's a Mountain Dew base.
No, and
then we blend it with.
Yeah, okay. I was
it's Baja Blast, and then we blend it with some burritos, some nachos.
Oh, then it really. Oh no, that's too. Never mind.
Okay.
All right. Well, these are ideas. Just think about them, guys.
I want some of these fries now. The Bel Grande.
You know
is
what?
That ham?
Ham?
It is. That's weird, but those people at Taco Bell, they going crazy.
The Riot is now accepting applications for a staff pastry chef. Please drop your resumes and an example of your work at the studio door, and we'll get back to you. Wink, wink. The Riot on Radio U.
I'll tell you right now, Nikki and I could put together a little produced intro that's like, Netflix, Netflix news. What's news on the flicks? We could make that because there's enough Netflix news that we could talk about it every freaking day.
I bet you I can guess which one it is.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Is it the news about Bright?
Well, you know what, Nikki? There's enough news.
It could be that.
I'm packaging it all together.
I was just reading how they were saying how we talked a few days ago about their subscriber thing going up by like 8.3 million worldwide. And then someone was mentioning in the article, no one really liked Bright, but it has now become one of the most watched originally produced items for Netflix.
Right.
So they don't. I think it's safe to say they probably don't care as much if you liked it, but just the fact that you watched it has given them enough to, make another one.
What Nikki just said, it really comes down to if you're watching the stuff they're making, it's not as important that you love it. Though
they don't hate it too much, but just enough to watch it.
It seems to me that they say that it's their... I don't know if they actually come out and say exactly...
They are not saying that it's the most watched original. They have not yet done that.
No, they haven't. They say it is one of their most watched originals.
They're very specific with that.
No, because everybody's watching the Adam Sandler comedies. Those are the most watched.
Those actually...
I know.
Adam Sandler and I think they did who else was it? Like his family of comedy people that he always...
Kevin James.
Yeah, does stuff with. They get usually the most watched for their original stuff. So people make fun of it, but people also still watch it.
So Netflix says that Bright has been a huge success for them, and they're making another one. That we've heard. The other thing that they came out with yesterday is that, well, I guess... was it yesterday, this morning, whatever. There are rumors that they are going to be buying. There's a new Cloverfield movie, right? And that it was supposed to come out in theaters April 20th, and there's very little known about it. There hasn't been a trailer for it. There's actually been a bizarre lack of promotion for this movie. Of course, the same thing happened with, was it like 18 Cloverfield Lane or whatever? I remember all of a sudden you're like, wait, that's a Cloverfield movie? And it just came out. Well, there's a rumor floating that Netflix has bought that movie and that it's not going to be in theaters, that it's going to debut on Netflix instead. Or like it might still show up in theaters at some point, but it will actually debut on Netflix. Is that true? I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
That's the floating rumor.
The other rumor that always comes around, especially it just seems like with the new year, is Apple going to buy Netflix? Because that came up in the article yesterday, too.
No, they can't do that. Don't do that.
They talked about, well, maybe with the amount of money that they've been making or the people. But I did read someone's comment was, if you are still seeing that rumor a lot, it's probably untrue, but people throw Apple out there because they're one of the only companies that could afford to buy Netflix. Not that they would, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I was thinking yesterday, we're talking about the Disney service versus Netflix, and I just, guys, the golden age of streaming is over.
It's going to be gone.
It's gone. Like,
and we're going to get the short end of that streaming stick.
It's basically, this is where a la carte cable has gone to, and, I just don't want to get into it.
Do you think we shouldn't have cut cable? Is that it? Is this we made the bed and now we must lie in it?
Well, there's an element of that for sure.
We shouldn't have stirred the pot and just left it alone.
It comes down to this. They're going to find the biggest way. Content providers will find the best way to get as most money out of you as possible. And let's be clear, that's their job.
That is.
That's how that works. But it would be nice to think that it was, like an organization that was just looking for a way to deliver the best value for the least amount of money.
You'll never get that. At least it won't stay that way.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U Network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
Everybody shoots up heroin. Everybody does it. We're all on meth and cocaine. Everybody does it.